Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee with Inside the Firm. Each week, our hosts will be interviewing local, regional, and national business leaders to give you an inside peek into how they lead their business to success in the ever-competitive business climate.
Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee with Inside the Firm. Today I have a very special guest. Emanuel Rose is a wealth of expertise in lead generation, branding, advertising, and digital agency operations, and is ready to elevate your business to new heights. With over 25 years of experience, Emanuel is dedicated to pioneering cutting-edge marketing strategies that deliver tangible results for his clients. As the CEO of Strategic eMarketing, Emanuel leads with vision and innovation, leveraging machine learning to drive lead generation for clients across the Western U.S. and beyond. With an unwavering commitment to excellence, Emanuel pushes the boundaries of what's possible in the digital marketing landscape, ensuring his clients stay ahead of the curve. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Lance. I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah. Before we get into what you do marketing-wise, tell us how you got here. Are you from a family of entrepreneurs? Are you the first? Where does that spirit come from?
Yeah, I'm from a family of working people, and my dad went to the factory every day and worked on machines that made steel cans for like Hershey's chocolate sauce and Contadina and things like that. And so I learned that early on that I wanted to use my brain and not my body for my family.
Interesting. Yeah. Sometimes it's a reaction people have, right? Where they're just trying to do the opposite and they realize they don't want to sort of be in that sort of area. What do you think are the top 3 emerging trends in marketing for 2024?
Well, there's a massive number of AI tools. Obviously, there are up on the playing board now. So that's the biggest trend. I think what follows with that is how do we build authenticity into it? How do we separate ourselves inside of each of the markets that we're working to participate in? And then the third thing I think is creating events and experiences for people, and so we kind of have that whole gamut, right, from this very tech focused outbound, but then once we have people in our sphere and getting to know us, that having human contact with them is the way, especially as small business, businesses doing less than $100 million a year. That's our competitive edge.
Yeah, got it. What do you think the backlash is going to be from the AI tools? For instance, Google, we aren't sure yet how they feel about ChatGPT writing blogs, doing that sort of thing. And ChatGPT, for example, I use it, but it has, if you don't do the paid version, it's very obvious what happens in the non-paid version. There's a lot of repetition.
Yeah.
And just genericness. I love if you could dive in, if you could give us your take on that.
Yeah, I think it's critical that you as a content creator that you find a tool that you can build your content on, and that you take time in your prompt writing, and so that if you are going to write blog posts, that you take the time to identify the ideal client profile that you're writing to, that you're specific about a certain thing. Like, for instance, I have a client in the financial services industry. They said, "Hey, do you have a current email marketing profile for 2024 and how we do this?" And so, I built my 15-step prompt, and then built it just for financial services, just for that client. So it's hyper personalized, but also using the LLM. And I think the other thing is that I use a service called Avia, which is secure and encrypted. So I'm not training anything. Nobody's got access to anything I'm thinking about because of those protocols.
Gotcha. Another item I wanted to talk to you about and pick your brain about was just generational spending. And then who you're marketing to because of that, right? So right now, still the baby boomers are leading the way. They spend about, they spend about $500 billion. Gen X is right behind them, millennials, and then, but we're situated in there. Gen Z is coming up quick. what are and they're the TikTok generation. How does one market to them?
Yeah, well, they're the first truly digital generation. That's the first thing. So they've
Yeah.
seen every trick and bad marketing that exists from day one. So they're finally attuned to sniffing out bad marketing. Also, have a very short attention span. Some people call it the TikTok brain, but
Yeah.
we know from studies that they are making assessments in 2.6 seconds or less. So, though the best way to approach this group A is if you're the business owner or the manager or the founder, is to be and act as the primary influencer. So you need to be like Richard Branson or Elon Musk or Kylie Jenner, that where you have this presence. And it doesn't have to be big and splashy. It has to fit your brand and your personality, but that you have the presence. You're explaining your people, your product, how you're involved in the community, and then what you care about. And so you have to fill out your humanity a little bit more in the marketing than what some of us graybacks are used to.
Oh,
And and then that you have a presence where they are. They're the biggest spending force in the United States, 68 million strong, 27, 28 years old at the top, 10 or 11 at the bottom. So we get a long runway to participate, experiment, and perfect marketing to this group.
gotcha. What role does storytelling play in crafting compelling marketing campaigns?
Well, the storytelling and the arc of the hero is probably the oldest psychological trigger that exists for humans. So it's traceable all the way back to for 5,000 years. And the simplest version is the problem, solution, agitation, call to action.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's a very well crafted and well proven technique that we see in radio ads and in TV ads and in print ads. Um, from places where we have more opportunity, we have the ability to tell a bigger story about I had a problem. I came down to this depths of despair. I didn't know what to do. On my way up, I found the magic elixir, and then I want to share it with the world. And that story arc is critical, and it engages the emotions, which is the primary buying center for most humans.
Yeah, totally critical. How do you then? I mean, back to Gen Z, I can't help but keep asking about this. Like we're down to the 30 to 60-second reel, or a TikTok, it might even be 15 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Are you trying to squeeze that story arc in that short of a time span too?
If the topic aligns with it, the best way to reach that group is not necessarily through a reel, but it is through another influencer who'll do unboxing for you,
Mm,
or tell their story, or to use user generated content. So this group tends to, instead of doing a Google search,
mm.
they're going to go and ask their friends on WhatsApp or wherever they live how they solve this problem. Where did you guys get your car insurance? How are you managing this problem with your parents? Whatever the topic is, they're going to get help from other people through a platform more likely than from a traditional search.
Gotcha. Interesting. You kind of already touched on this a little bit earlier in the conversation where we were talking about ChatGPT. So what kind of strategies are you seeing emerge for companies to balance that automation and personalization? Is it just a lot more back and forth between the two platforms?
Yeah, I would say it is about how the humans are managing the machine. We've kind of the best practices are you're going to get C plus work out of the machine, out of the LLM, and that you're going to have to go back in and then clean it up
Mm-hmm.
and humanize it, or
Yeah.
take out the repetition like you were talking about, or these phrases that it loves to insert into everything, or hallucinations where it's just plain wrong. So there's an interplay that we're finding as professionals between how to use the machine correctly, as a big picture thinker, as a roadblock breaker, and then bringing it in and having the professionals then clean it up and make it more beautiful and interpret it.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I know. It seems like it's really good at polishing what I write in a summary. It seems like it's
Oh
good
yeah,
at generating some lists and ideas, but the
yeah.
meat and potatoes, it really needs that human touch, 100%.
I love the summary. I did a 2-day strategic planning session with a client, and
Hmm.
I took that transcript, and in 10 seconds it had the main points and the action items, and that was probably 4 hours worth of work that
Yeah.
it did instantly. So it's beautiful that way.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. It's a you got to be careful with the sword, right? I mean, or
Yeah,
the gun or whatever kind of weapon. It is a sort of marketing weapon, right? It's one of our
yeah,
tools. Or tools. You got to be careful with the saw. Uh, we have I told you this when before we started recording, Emmanuel, that a lot of our audience is they're small firms, architects, builders, engineers, and we have a tendency, now I'm speaking on behalf of all those people because I wear all those hats. We have a
yeah.
tendency to think, oh, we can be the marketing people. You know, oh, we're architects, we can design anything. We should be able, and it's just not true. Having said, because I've been on both sides of the coin,
Yeah.
we work with Neil Patel. That's
Uh,
when we ended up picking. What advice would you give for other people listening that haven't picked somebody yet, that are sort of haven't broke through that shell that I just described in go and looking at, hiring marketing staff and or agencies? Like how should they go about it?
Well, Lance, I love that you bring this up, and I'll be honest with you, I can't even do my own marketing. I have my team do it for me
Hmm.
because it's literally impossible. And I know all the fundamentals, and I still can't do it. So a one person shop or a small firm needs to say, well, here's our strategic planning process that we went through. Here's our big, hairy, audacious goal. Here are the KPIs that we think are important. Now, let's interview 2 or 3 agencies. We have to like the person. That's the most important thing. To me, whether or not they've been in your industry and understand your industry, not as important as that it's a match emotionally and psychologically, and that you like the work and the concept, and they're able to deliver on the KPIs and report back to you
Yeah.
progress. Like those really are the 3 areas that I think are most critical.
Yeah, I would agree. That's exactly why we personality was kind of everything for us. Like we had to all be in sort of we need to be in a positive space when I'm having my marketing meetings with
Yeah.
our agency and previous ones. Other like the synergy has to be there. I
Yeah.
like that. And then the products, yeah. We're running up on the end of the interview here, Emmanuel, and I asked two people this the question that I talked to. And first one is, if you could go back in time when you first started your business, what is one piece of advice you give your former self?
I would say nurture and honor every relationship and don't let the network fray it at all.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, if people want to get in touch with you, find out about your services, where can they find, follow you, all that good stuff?
Now you can find me by typing Emanuel Rose into Google or track me down on LinkedIn.
Beautiful. I will do that myself, Emmanuel. Thanks for being on the show today. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Lance. I enjoyed it.